Zara stood at the viewing window of the Lumina, watching the small Earthship approach. Her heart beat quickly in her chest, though she tried to maintain the calm demeanor expected of a Lysari diplomat. The blue and green planet hanging in the distance had fascinated her people for centuries, and now its inhabitants were coming face to face with the Lysari for the first time. As third envoy of the Lysari diplomatic corps, Zara had studied humans extensively, their history, their biology, their cultures, everything available in the vast Lysari archives, yet she still felt unprepared. Her tall blue-skinned form towered over most species they had encountered, and humans were notably shorter than average. She wondered if her appearance would frighten them. The captain spoke behind her. "The Earth vessel has requested docking clearance and Zara granted," she replied, keeping her voice steady. This moment would be recorded in both human and Lysari history. She straightened her ceremonial robes and moved toward the docking bay. The Lumina was the pride of the Lysari fleet, a vessel designed not just for space travel, but for diplomatic missions. Its walls pulsed with bioluminescent light, responding to the emotions and needs of those within. The ship itself was almost alive, a perfect representation of Lysari technological advancement. Zara waited as the airlock cycled. The humans had agreed to send one representative first, a gesture of trust. She heard the mechanisms finish, and the door slid open. Commander Kate Miller stepped through, removing her helmet as she did. Her red hair fell around her shoulders in a way that fascinated Zara. Lysari had no hair on their bodies. So many differences, she thought, yet we all gaze at the same stars. "Welcome to the starship Lumina," Zara said, performing the traditional Lysari greeting, a slight bow with palms facing outward. "I am Zara, third envoy of the Lysari diplomatic corps." Kate attempted to mimic the gesture, though somewhat awkwardly. "Commander Kate Miller, representing Earth. Thank you for having me aboard your vessel." Something about the human woman immediately intrigued Zara. Her green eyes showed intelligence and curiosity rather than fear. Kate was shorter than any adult Lysari, by at least 2 feet, but she moved with confidence and grace. "Please follow me," Zara said. The walls brightened slightly as they walked, responding to Zara's subtle emotional shift. She was excited, though she would never admit it to her superiors. Kate looked around in wonder. "This is incredible," she said. "The ship feels alive. In many ways it is." Zara explained. "The Lumina is grown, not built. It responds to us and adapts to our needs. It will learn your preferences as well during your stay." They walked through corridors that curved organically. No sharp angles or harsh lines existed in Lysari architecture. Everything flowed like water, a reminder of their evolutionary origins in the deep oceans of Lysar. "Your quarters have been prepared," Zara said, as they approached a door that opened automatically. "I hope you will find them comfortable. We have adjusted the gravity temperature and light to Earth standard, based on our research." The room was simple but elegant, with furniture that seemed to grow from the floor. The bed looked unusually firm, but Kate knew from her briefings that Lysari preferred harder surfaces for rest. A small area contained Earth foods and drinks, a thoughtful gesture. "This is wonderful," Kate said, turning to Zara. "I appreciate your consideration. It is our way," Zara replied. "We believe comfort leads to better understanding between species. When do you wish to begin formal discussions?" Kate smiled. "Tomorrow, perhaps tonight. I would like to learn more about your people, in a less official capacity, if that's acceptable." Zara felt a pleasant surprise. She had expected the human to be more rigid, more focused on the diplomatic mission. Instead, Kate seemed genuinely interested in cultural exchange. This was promising. "Of course," she said, "I can show you the observation deck. The view of your planet is quite remarkable from there." As they walked, Zara noticed how Kate studied everything. The human's eyes missed nothing, from the subtle patterns in the walls to the other Lysari crew members they passed. Several crew members nodded respectfully, though Zara could sense their curiosity. The observation deck was the Lumina's crown jewel, a vast, transparent dome that offered an unobstructed view of space stars spread out. Before them, countless worlds, most still unexplored even by the Lissari Earth, hung in the distance of beautiful blue marble. "It's breathtaking," Kate whispered. "How long have your people been traveling among the stars?" "For nearly 10,000 of your Earth years," Zara answered. "We were exploring space when humans were still developing early agriculture, but only recently did we detect the unique energy signature that brought us to your solar system." "What energy signature?" Kate asked. "Something about Earth is different," Zara explained. "Your planet resonates in a way we have never encountered. It drew our attention. Our scientists are still studying the phenomenon." Kate nodded thoughtfully. "So we stood out in the cosmic neighborhood, in a manner of speaking." "Yes," Zara said. "Your species is also unique in how quickly you have advanced. Most take twice as long to develop spaceflight after discovering electricity." Kate laughed. "Humans tend to rush into things, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse." Her expression grew more serious. "This meeting between our worlds, how do your people truly feel about it?" Zara appreciated the direct question. "There are those who believe we should have observed longer before making contact. Others, including myself, believe that connection between intelligent species enriches us all." "What of your people?" "Mixed feelings," Kate admitted. "Some are excited, others terrified. Many are still processing the fact that we aren't alone in the universe. Proof of intelligent alien life has changed everything for us." They talked for hours, Zara explaining Lissari customs and beliefs while Kate shared stories about Earth. The conversation flowed naturally, both women finding unexpected common ground, despite their different origins. When Kate finally yawned, apologizing for her human need for sleep, Zara escorted her back to her quarters. "Rest well, Commander Miller." Zara said, "Tomorrow we begin the formal process of establishing relations between our worlds." "Please call me Kate," she replied, smiling warmly. "Commander Miller sounds so formal for someone who just spent hours telling me about her childhood pets." Zara felt her skin flush a deeper shade of blue, a reaction she could not entirely control. "Very well, Kate. Then you must call me Zara when we are not in official meetings." "Deal," Kate said before the door closed between them. That night Zara could not sleep. Her mind replayed their conversations, analyzing every word, every gesture. Why did this human fascinate her so? Was it merely professional curiosity or something more? The ship sensed her restlessness, the lights in her quarters pulsing gently in a soothing pattern. Zara accessed the ship's database, reviewing the files on human social behaviors. The information was extensive, but clinical, lacking the warmth and humor Kate had displayed. Nothing in her training had prepared her for how it would feel to actually meet a human, to speak with one face-to-face. The next morning they met in the conference room along with other members of both delegations. The atmosphere was polite but formal, so different from their conversation the previous night. Kate, now dressed in her full uniform, represented her planet with dignity. Zara found herself watching the human more than was strictly necessary. The discussions were productive, covering potential trade, scientific cooperation, and cultural exchange. The Lissari offered advanced medical technology while humans proposed sharing their art, literature, and music. Earth had little in terms of resources the Lissari needed, but their cultural output was unique and valuable. During a break, Kate approached Zara. "You seem distracted today." Zara hesitated, then spoke honestly. "I find myself thinking about our conversation last night. It was not what I expected." In what way? Zara struggled to articulate her thoughts. "Your species is portrayed in our research as aggressive, territorial, and emotional. Yet you specifically seem thoughtful and measured." Kate smiled slightly. "There are over 8 billion humans. Zara, we're not all the same. Just as I'm sure not all Lissari are identical. You were chosen well for this mission," Zara said. "As were you," Kate replied. Their eyes met, and Zara felt that strange flutter again. The meeting continued for hours, but Zara found herself looking forward to when the formal discussions would end. When she could speak with Kate alone again, when they could continue exploring the unexpected connection forming between them. A connection that might just change everything for both their worlds. 3 days into the diplomatic mission, Zara invited Kate to join her for a meal in her private quarters. It was not standard protocol, but Zara had argued to her superiors that understanding human dining customs would be valuable intelligence. The truth was simpler. She simply enjoyed Kate's company. Kate's eyes widened when she entered Zara's living space. The room was larger than her guest quarters, with a ceiling that displayed what appeared to be the night sky of lysar plants with luminescent leaves grew from the walls, creating a peaceful atmosphere. "This is beautiful," Kate said, looking around. "Thank you," Zara replied. "I have tried to recreate a small piece of my homeworld. The plants are from my family." Garden. Zara gestured to a low table, where various dishes waited. "I have researched human dietary requirements and prepared food that should be safe and hopefully pleasant." Kate sat cross-legged on the cushion across from Zara, watching as the Lysari gracefully folded her long limbs. The difference in their physiology was striking, yet somehow Zara made the movement look natural. The food was arranged in small portions on plates that seemed to be made of some kind of shell. Vibrant colors and unfamiliar shapes made Kate pause. "Try this one first," Zara suggested, pointing to a blue fruit. "It changes flavor as you eat it." A favorite among Lysari children. Kate took a bite, and her expression transformed from uncertainty to delight as the taste shifted from sweet to tangy, then to something like mint. "This is amazing," she said before trying the other dishes. Some were pleasant, others strange but not unpleasant. Zara ate her own meal, which glowed slightly. It was fascinating for Kate to watch the Lysari eat, noting how her blue fingers were longer and more flexible than human hands. "Do you cook often?" Kate asked between bites. "Yes," Zara replied. "Food preparation is considered an art form among my people, not just for sustenance but for pleasure and connection. I learned from my mother, who was known for her skill." "Tell me about your family," Kate said. Zara described her life on Lysar. Her parents were scientists, her older sibling a ship designer. The Lysari family structure was not so different from many human cultures, though. They maintained closer connections over vast distances through technology. "And you, Kate, what of your family?" Zara asked. Kate spoke of her mother, a doctor, her father, a teacher, and her brother, who worked with marine conservation. She showed Zara pictures on her tablet, and Zara studied the images with interest, noting the genetic similarities between family members. As they ate, they discussed their worlds, finding surprising parallels. Both planets faced environmental challenges. Both species valued knowledge and exploration. Both had histories of conflict before reaching more peaceful periods. "You are not what I expected," Kate admitted as they finished the meal. "What did you expect?" Zara asked, tilting her head slightly, a gesture she had unconsciously adopted from watching Kate. "Someone more alien." "I suppose." Kate laughed softly at her own words. "That sounds ridiculous given that you're literally from another planet, but there is so much we share." Zara nodded. "The universe has certain patterns that repeat. Life evolves along similar paths given similar conditions. Our differences are fascinating, but our similarities allow us to connect." The ship's lights dimmed slightly, responding to the evening cycle. Kate noticed the change. "What controls the HFY light? Is it automatic?" Zara hesitated, then explained. "The ship responds to Lysari emotions and needs. It is partly organic, grown rather than built completely. It's a subtle connection. But the ship knows when we are tired or excited and adjusts accordingly." Kate looked impressed. "So right now the ship knows you want a more relaxed atmosphere?" "Not exactly," Zara said, her skin flushing a deeper blue. "The ship is responding to the fact that it is ship evening, but it does read emotional states. The light might brighten if I become excited or darken if I am sad." "Can it read my emotions?" Kate asked. "No," Zara answered. "It is calibrated for Lysari biology. But it might learn over time if you stayed long enough." An idea formed in Kate's mind. "Would that be possible? A longer exchange, perhaps?" After this initial diplomatic mission, Zara felt a surge of pleasure at the suggestion, causing the lights to pulse briefly, something she hoped Kate didn't notice. Our leadership would need to approve, but I would support such a proposal. They talked late into the night, comparing stories about their first space flights, childhood dreams, and the strange paths that led them both to diplomacy. The formal barriers between them faded, replaced by genuine interest and growing warmth. The next morning, they rejoined their respective teams for more official discussions. The meeting was productive, with agreements taking shape on scientific cooperation and cultural exchange. When they took a break, Kate introduced Zara to coffee, a human drink she had brought as a gift. Zara analyzed the dark liquid with her sensory organs. It contained stimulants that might affect Lasari physiology differently than humans. But in the spirit of cultural exchange, she took a small sip. The flavor was intense, bitter, yet somehow pleasant. The effect was immediate, a tingling sensation spreading through her body. The ship's lights brightened noticeably in response to her heightened alertness. "This is quite potent," she said, her voice slightly higher than normal. Kate looked concerned. "Is it safe for you? Should you stop?" Zara laughed, a musical sound rarely heard from her by her crew. "It is safe, merely unexpected. Your species must have significant tolerance to consume this regularly." Kate smiled. "It's how many of us start our day. Without it, some humans can barely function." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent message. A mining vessel had sent a distress signal from a nearby asteroid belt. It was trapped in a gravitational anomaly, a dangerous situation that could destroy the ship and all aboard. Both human and Lasari teams received the message simultaneously. As diplomats, they were not required to respond yet. Kate immediately offered assistance. "Our shuttle is equipped for rescue operations." Zara nodded. "We too will help. The Lumina has technology that might stabilize the anomaly." Within an hour, they had formulated a plan. Kate would pilot the human shuttle, while Zara operated specialized Lasari equipment designed to counteract gravitational disturbances. Together, they might be able to attach tow cables to the mining vessel and pull it free. Zara's superior pulled her aside before they departed. "This is not your duty. Envoy, a rescue team can be sent." "I have studied the technology extensively," Zara replied, "and Commander Miller is an exceptional pilot. We can reach them faster than assembling a specialized team. Time is critical." The superior gave permission, though reluctantly. Zara knew her real motivations went beyond duty. She wanted to work alongside Kate to see how they functioned together in a crisis. The shuttle launched from the Lumina, with Kate at the controls and Zara monitoring the anomaly. The mining vessel was visible in the distance, spinning slowly as gravitational forces pulled it toward the center of the disturbance reading show. "The anomaly is growing," Zara reported. "We must act quickly." Kate navigated skillfully through the asteroid field, approaching the stricken ship. The shuttle shuddered as they neared. "The edge of the anomaly's influence, I can feel it pulling us," she said. Adjusting thrusters to compensate, Zara activated the Lasari technology. A beam of energy shot from their shuttle, connecting with the anomaly. The chaotic gravitational waves began to stabilize, creating a temporary safe corridor. "Now," Kate said, pushing the shuttle forward while the path remained clear. They reached the mining vessel, and Zara established communication with the frightened crew. 5 miners were aboard, all from a species Zara recognized as Ventralians, traders, who operated throughout this sector. "Attach the tow cable to your forward docking ring." Kate instructed them. "We will pull you out of the anomaly." While the miners worked to secure the cable, the anomaly surged unexpectedly. The stabilizing field collapsed and both vessels lurched toward the center of the disturbance. "We need to pull back," Zara warned. "The field is collapsing. If we stay, we will be trapped as well." Kate shook her head, hands steady on the controls. "We can't leave them." She fired additional thrusters, fighting against the increasing pull. Zara watched Kate with growing admiration. The human was risking her life for strangers. Lasari would have calculated the odds and likely retreated, at this point judging the risk too great. Kate operated on a different principle, valuing the lives at stake above logical risk assessment. The tow cable secured Kate fired the shuttle's engines at maximum power. For a terrifying moment they remained, so trapped. Then slowly the ships began to move away from the anomaly. Kate piloted with incredible skill, her face concentrated in effort. When they finally reached safe distance, the miners transmitted their gratitude, promising to repay the debt. Kate dismissed their thanks, saying anyone would have done the same. Zara knew that wasn't true. Not everyone would risk themselves for strangers. As they returned to the Lumina, Zara studied Kate. The human was checking systems, recording the incident in her log, acting as if their near sacrifice was routine. "You were willing to risk your life," she said finally. Kate looked up from her work. "So were you." Zara considered this. "Yes, but my reasons were different. I calculated that our technology gave us a reasonable chance of success." "Your decision seemed based on something else." Kate was quiet for a moment, then spoke softly. "I couldn't leave them, knowing there was even a small chance we could help them. That isn't how humans operate. At least not the best of us." Zara worked through the night drafting the security cooperation proposal. The Lumina's systems helped her compile data on raider activity in the sectors between Lysari and human space. She included detailed recommendations for joint patrols, equipment, sharing, and communication protocols. By morning, she had a comprehensive plan to present to both delegations. Kate arrived at her door as Zara was reviewing the final document. The human looked tired, but determined. "Did you sleep at all?" Kate asked. Noticing the state of Zara's workspace, sleep was unnecessary. Zara replied, "Lysari require less rest than humans, especially when focused on important work." She gestured to the screen surrounding her. "I believe this proposal has merit beyond just our personal interests." Kate reviewed the document, impressed by its thoroughness. "This is excellent, Zara. The security benefits for both sides are clear. My superiors will have to take it seriously." They presented the proposal at that day's meeting. The response was better than either had hoped. Human security forces had been stretched thin, protecting their new colonies. The offer of Lysari assistance with their advanced ships and technology was welcome. The Lysari Council saw an opportunity to secure valuable trade routes while building deeper trust. Ambassador Lin studied the proposal carefully. This would require a joint command structure, she noted, looking up at Kate and Zara. "Someone from each side who understands both cultures." Captain Lee from Earth. Security nodded. "Commander Miller has both diplomatic and security training. She would be ideal as our representative, Zara's superior envoy." Marin tilted his head. "Envoy Zara has shown exceptional understanding of human culture and has experience with anti-raider operations in the Proxima sector." The decision was made almost too easily. Kate and Zara would oversee the joint security initiative, working together from a specially outfitted vessel. They would patrol the borders between their territories, ensuring safe passage for ships of both species and any others who registered with the new alliance. When the meeting ended, Kate pulled Zara into an empty corridor. "Did you know this would happen?" she asked, her voice low with excitement. "That we'd be assigned together." Zara shook her head. "I hoped the proposal would be accepted, but I did not anticipate this specific outcome. It is a logical choice. However, given our experience working together." Kate grinned. "The universe providing a path forward, just like you said." The remaining days aboard the Lumina were filled with preparations. The agreements were finalized, signed with great ceremony. Both delegations celebrated their success. The first alliance between humans and Lysari in galactic history. Their final night aboard the Lumina, Zara invited Kate to join her on the observation deck. The Earth was visible now as they had traveled closer to the human home system. A blue jewel against the blackness of space. "It's beautiful from out here," Kate said, "but wait until you see it up close. The oceans, the mountains, the cities, it's not as advanced as your world, but it has its own kind of magic." Zara looked forward to experiencing Earth, but her thoughts were mainly focused on what would come after. Their new assignment would begin in just 3 weeks. Kate would have a short leave to visit her family. Then they would meet at Earth Space Central to board their new vessel. "I have been researching human customs," Zara said. "There are many I do not understand. Perhaps you can explain them to me when we are on Earth, Kate smiled. Which customs interest you? The concept of friendship seems different among humans than among Lysari. Zara began carefully. The boundaries between professional relationships, personal connections, and deeper bonds are not clearly defined. Kate considered this. They're not defined because they change, they evolve. Human relationships are fluid. Sometimes colleagues become friends become family, or become something else entirely. She glanced at Zara. Their eyes met briefly before both looked back to the stars. I see, Zara said, though she wasn't sure she did. Human emotions seemed more complex than Lysari literature had indicated. Or perhaps it was just Kate who defied easy categorization. Their conversation was interrupted by a message on Zara's communicator. The luminous systems had detected an anomaly, similar to the one that had trapped the mining vessel but much larger. It was forming near their planned route. To Earth, we should alert the bridge, Zara said immediately. They hurried to the command center where the luminous captain was already studying the phenomenon. The anomaly is growing rapidly, he reported. It will block our path to Earth within hours. Can we go around it? Kate asked. The captain shook his head. Not without adding weeks to our journey. The anomaly extends far into subspace, affecting faster than light. Travel Zara studied the readings. This is not a natural formation, she said. The energy signature is too regular, too controlled. The captain agreed. It appears to be artificial. But who would create such a thing? And why? The answer came minutes later when a ship emerged from the edge of the anomaly, a vessel unlike any in Lysari records. Its design was angular, aggressive, with weapons clearly visible along its hull. We are receiving a transmission, the communications officer announced. Put it through, the captain ordered. A face appeared on the main screen. Neither human nor Lysari, but humanoid with gray skin and ridged features. We are the Vrek, the being announced. Your vessels will surrender all technology and resources. You have entered our new territory. Kate stepped forward. This is neutral space, recognized by the Galactic Concord. You have no claim here. The Vrek commander laughed. The Concord is weak, we take what we want. The anomaly is our creation, a trap for unwary ships, and you have fallen into it perfectly. Zara moved beside Kate. This is a diplomatic vessel protected by interstellar law. The human ship carries official representatives. We will not surrender. Then you will be destroyed, the Vrek commander stated. The screen went dark. The captain immediately ordered battle stations. The Lumina was not primarily a warship, but carried defensive capabilities. The human vessel was similarly armed, but neither was a match for the Vrek ship, which was clearly designed for combat. We need a plan, Kate said as crew members rushed to their positions. Zara was already accessing the Lumina's database. The Vrek are known raiders, she explained. They usually target isolated ships, not diplomatic vessels. This is a significant escalation of their tactics. The ship sensors showed the Vrek vessel moving closer. The artificial anomaly continued to grow, making escape increasingly difficult. Kate studied the tactical display. Wait, she said, pointing to a pattern in the anomaly. The distortion isn't uniform. There are fluctuations at regular intervals. Zara saw it too. A potential weakness. If the anomaly was artificially generated, it required power control systems. Those systems might be vulnerable. The Vrek ship fired a warning shot, energy weapons flashing near the Lumina, but not striking it. A demonstration of their superior firepower. We need to disrupt the anomaly, Zara said. It's their advantage. Without it, we could escape or call for reinforcements. Kate nodded, thinking quickly. We still have the stabilizer technology from the mining vessel rescue. Could we modify it? Target the weakest point of the anomaly. Zara considered the possibility. It might work, but we'd need to get close to the source. The fluctuation pattern suggests the generator is near that section of the anomaly. She pointed to an area on the display which would put us directly in their weapons range, Kate noted. The Luminous captain joined their conversation. The diplomatic mission must be protected. We cannot risk our primary vessel, but a shuttle might approach undetected while we engage the Vrek ship. Zara and Kate exchanged glances. both understanding what needed to be done. "Ill pilot," Kate said immediately. "I've done it before, and I know the stabilizer technology," Zara added. "We stand the best chance of success." The captain hesitated, clearly uncomfortable with risking both a human and Lissari diplomat. But the situation was deteriorating rapidly. The anomaly now blocked all escape routes, and the wrecked ship was preparing for another more serious attack. "Very well," he agreed. "But you will take our fastest shuttle, with enhanced shields." They moved quickly, preparing the shuttle while both the Lumina and the Earth vessel readied for defensive action. The plan was simple. The larger ships would engage the wreck, creating a distraction, while Kate and Zara approached the anomaly in the shuttle as they boarded the small craft. Kate checked the systems with practiced efficiency. Zara secured the stabilizer technology, making last-minute adjustments to target the anomaly. "This is significantly more dangerous than our last mission," Kate said as they prepared for launch. "Yes," Zara agreed. "The wreck are known for their brutality. If we are captured," she left the sentence unfinished. Kate reached across the space between them, taking Zara's blue hand in her own. "Then, we won't get captured." The shuttle launched silently, using minimal power to avoid detection. The Lumina and Earth vessel moved to engage the wreck ship, drawing its attention with communication attempts and defensive maneuvers. Kate piloted expertly, keeping the shuttle in the shadow of a nearby asteroid field. Zara monitored the anomaly, tracking the fluctuations that revealed its artificial nature. "There," Kate said, pointing to a small structure floating at the edge of the distortion. "That must be the generator." Zara scanned it, confirming Kate's assessment. "It is putting out enormous energy. We will have one chance to disrupt it before they detect us." Kate positioned the shuttle carefully. The wreck ship was now fully engaged with the Lumina, exchanging fire. The human vessel moved to support the Lissari ship, both taking damage but holding their own now, Kate said. A week after the rescue mission, news of their bravery had spread throughout nearby systems. The mining company sent valuable gifts to both the human and Lissari delegations in gratitude. More importantly, the incident had accelerated the diplomatic process. The two species now viewed each other as allies rather than merely potential trading partners. Zara found herself spending most of her free time with Kate. The human was endlessly fascinating, asking questions about Lissari culture that no one had ever posed before. Kate seemed to see past the obvious differences between their species, finding connections that surprised even Zara today. They were in the ship's botanical garden, a vast chamber where plants from dozens of worlds grew together. The air was thick with oxygen and strange sweet scents. Kate moved slowly, touching leaves and flowers with gentle fingers. "This reminds me of Earth's rainforests," she said. "These purple vines look similar to our morning glories. They are related in a way," Zara explained. "We have found that life follows certain patterns throughout the galaxy. Plants that climb develop similar structures regardless of their world of origin." "How many planets have the Lissari visited?" Kate asked, sitting on a bench beside a small pool where luminescent fish swam in lazy circles. "We have cataloged over 3,000 worlds with complex life," Zara said, sitting beside her. "But only 217 with intelligent species developed enough for meaningful contact, and Earth makes 218, Kate said with a smile. "Precisely," Zara nodded. "And you are among the most interesting." Kate raised an eyebrow. "How so?" "Most species we encounter are either much more advanced than humans or significantly less developed. You exist at a fascinating transition point, having just discovered interstellar travel but already asking profound questions about the universe." Kate laughed softly. "We're still fighting wars over resources and beliefs. Hardly advanced, but you also create art that moves emotions across species barriers," Zara countered. "Your music, your stories, they resonate even with beings very different from you. That is rare and valuable." The conversation shifted to the formal agreements taking shape between their worlds. Trade routes would be established, cultural exchanges planned. Scientific cooperation would focus on medicine and environmental technology areas, where both species had much to offer. "I have been authorized to extend an invitation." "Zara," said finally. Kate tilted her head questioningly. "The Lissari Council would like to host a delegation from Earth on our homeworld to continue building our relationship." Kate's face lit up with excitement. That would be amazing. When within the next Earth year. The journey takes 3 months even with our fastest ships. Kate looked thoughtful. Would you be part of that? Zara nodded. I would serve as primary liaison, given our successful first contact. Their eyes met and held. Kate reached out slowly, placing her hand over Zara's blue fingers. I'm glad. The touch sent a pleasant current through Zara's body, causing the plants around them to glow more brightly, responding to her emotional state. She hoped Kate didn't notice, though. Part of her wanted the human to understand the effect she had. Later that day, they joined their teams for a formal dinner celebrating the nearly completed agreements. The Lumina's dining hall had been transformed with decorations representing both worlds. Earth plants alongside Lysari art. Human music played softly in the background. Zara watched as Kate charmed the Lysari officials. Her warmth and genuine interest broke through the natural reserve of Zara's people. Kate had learned several phrases in the Lysari language, using them at perfect moments to delight her listeners. Ambassador Lin from the human delegation approached. Zara, Commander Miller speaks highly of you, Envoy. She says your insights have been invaluable to the success of this mission. Zara bowed slightly. The commander is equally responsible. Our cooperation has been most productive. The ambassador studied her with knowing eyes. Indeed, I'm pleased to see such strong connections forming between our species. We will need representatives who understand each other as we move forward. The evening proceeded with speeches from both sides, promises of friendship and cooperation. The formal part of their mission was nearly complete. Soon the Lumina would accompany the Earth vessel back to human space to finalize the agreements and begin the next phase of their relationship. After the dinner, Kate found Zara on the observation deck. The human looked beautiful in her formal uniform, her red hair arranged in an intricate style that fascinated Zara May. I join you, Kate asked. Zara gestured to the space beside her. The vastness of space spread before them, stars and distant galaxies. The sight always filled Zara with a sense of perspective. Their lives were tiny compared to the cosmos, yet somehow more meaningful for it. I was just thinking how strange life is, Zara said. A few weeks ago I had never met a human. Now I cannot imagine not knowing your species, not knowing you. Kate smiled. I feel the same way. She hesitated, then asked, Have you ever visited Earth? Not yet, Zara replied. But I would like to when this mission ends. Would you consider coming back with me? Kate asked. As a cultural exchange, I could show you my home. My real home, not just the diplomatic facilities. Zara felt joy spread through her body, making the lights around them pulse brighter. I would be honored. They began making plans. Kate would show Zara the oceans and mountains of Earth. Zara would learn about human customs firsthand. They would continue the connection that had formed so unexpectedly. The next day, Zara received a message from the Lysari High Council. Her request for extended Earth assignment had been approved. She would travel to the human homeworld as the first Lysari cultural ambassador, a position created specifically for her. She hurried to share the news with Kate, finding her in the ship's gymnasium. Kate was performing what she called yoga, stretching her body in ways that seemed impossible for her rigid human frame. She looked up as Zara entered, her face flushed with exertion. I have news, Zara said, unable to contain her excitement. The council has approved my request. I am to be the first cultural ambassador to Earth. I will stay for at least 1 Earth year. Kate straightened immediately, her eyes wide. That's wonderful, she exclaimed. When I will travel back with your ship, we can depart as soon as the agreements are finalized, perhaps 3 days from now. Kate's smile faltered slightly. 3 days. So soon? I thought we'd have more time here. Zara tilted her head. Is that not good news? Of course it is, Kate said quickly. I just need to prepare. I wanted to show you more of our ship before we left. Something in Kate's tone made Zara pause. Is something wrong? Kate sighed. I received orders this morning. I'm being reassigned when we return, not to the diplomatic mission, but to a security position in the outer colonies. It's a promotion technically, but you will not be on Earth. Zara finished understanding now, not for several months at least. Kate confirmed, The position is important, protecting our new outposts from raiders. Zara felt a heaviness settle in her chest. The lights dimmed noticeably around them. I see. They stood in silence, each processing the implications Zara had assumed they would continue, exploring their connection on Earth. Now that seemed impossible. I requested a delay. Kate said finally. But with the agreements nearly complete, the timing is fixed. The colonies need protection now. Zara nodded. Of course your duty to your people comes, first as mine does to the Lysari. She straightened, trying to recapture her formal diplomatic demeanor. We should focus on completing our mission successfully. Kate stepped closer. Wait. That's not. I mean, yes, we should complete the mission, but... Zara, I don't want to just return to being formal diplomats. What do you suggest? Zara asked, confused by the human emotions she saw playing across Kate's face. I don't know exactly, Kate admitted. But what we've discovered between our worlds, between us, it matters. It's important. I don't want to lose that. Zara considered this. The connection between them had grown beyond professional courtesy, beyond even friendship. It had become something she could not name, something without precedent in Lysari diplomatic history. Perhaps, Zara began slowly, we can find a solution. The universe brought our species together for a reason. It will surely provide a path forward. Kate smiled her relief. Evident. I believe that too. That evening they met in Kate's quarters to review the final details of the agreements, but the work was quickly set aside in favor of more personal conversations. Tell me about where you will go, Kate asked. What is this colony? New Terra? Kate explained. It's our farthest outpost, orbiting a star about 20 light years from Earth, newly established with about 5,000 colonists. It's vulnerable to raiders, groups of outcasts from various species who prey on isolated settlements. This concerns the Lysari as well, Zara noted. If we establish trade routes, they must be secure. Perhaps there is room for cooperation. Kate's eyes brightened at the suggestion. Joint security patrols. I could propose it to my superiors. It would need approval from the council as well, Zara said. But it has merit. We have dealt with raiders in other sectors. Her mind was already formulating a proposal that might bring them together again. They talked late into the night, planning refining their idea. It would mean changes to the agreements, but might result in even stronger ties between their species. And perhaps Zara thought, watching Kate sketch out patrol routes on her tablet, it would allow us more time to explore what lies between us. This strange connection that defies diplomatic protocols and seems to transcend the differences between our worlds. When Kate finally yawned, apologizing for her human need for rest, Zara stood to leave, but she paused at the door. The wreck weapon never reached them. A blue energy shield appeared around their shuttle, deflecting the blast. At the same moment, a new ship materialized between them and the wreck vessel. Its design was unlike anything Kate had seen before, sleek and powerful, with no visible weapons, yet radiating unmistakable strength. What is that? Kate asked, staring at the mysterious ship. Zara looked equally surprised. The design is unfamiliar even to me. The wreck ship fired again, this time at the new arrival. The energy beams were absorbed completely, causing no apparent damage. In response, the unknown vessel emitted a pulse of light that enveloped the wreck ship. Its systems went dark, weapons and engines disabled. Whoever they are, they're on our side. Kate said, relief evident in her voice. Their shuttle communication system suddenly activated despite the damage. A melodic voice spoke, neither human nor Lysari. Your shuttle has been secured. We will bring you aboard. Before they could respond, the shuttle was enveloped in a soft light. Kate felt a strange sensation, as if she were becoming lighter. Their surroundings blurred, then reformed into a vast chamber inside the unknown ship. The shuttle sat intact on a platform surrounded by a gentle blue glow. The chamber door opened and a figure entered. Unlike the wreck, this being was tall and slender, with pale luminescent skin and eyes that seemed to shift colors as they moved. Their features were delicate, almost ethereal. They wore simple, flowing garments that seemed to be made of light itself. Welcome the being said in perfect English, I am. Ilara of the Astrari Zara bowed in the Lissari manner while Kate nodded respectfully. Thank you for your assistance, she said. We are representatives of humanity. And the Lysari Ilara finished with a small smile. Yes, we know we have been observing your diplomatic mission with great interest. They followed Ilara from the chamber, moving through corridors that seemed to be made of flowing crystal. The ship was, unlike any Kate had seen, larger inside than it appeared from the outside, with technology far beyond Earth, or even Lissari capabilities. The Astrari are known to us only in ancient texts, Zara explained quietly to Kate. They are said to be one of the first spacefaring races, guardians of peace throughout the galaxy. But most believe they are merely legends. They have not been seen for thousands of years. Ilara led them to what appeared to be a command center, where other Astrari worked at stations that operated with thought rather than physical controls. Through a large viewport, they could see the Lumina and Earth vessel approaching. The wreck ship remained disabled, drifting harmlessly. You intervened in our conflict, Kate said. Why? Ilara turned. To them, the alliance forming between your species is significant. It represents hope in a galaxy too often divided by fear and misunderstanding. The Vrek and others like them seek to maintain those divisions to profit from conflict. We could not allow them to destroy what you have begun. We are grateful for your help, Zara said. But I must ask, why reveal yourselves now? The Astrari have remained hidden for generations. Ilara gestured to a display showing countless stars and planets for millennia. We have watched civilizations rise and fall. Some achieve greatness only to destroy themselves through war or environmental collapse. Others never reach their potential, limited by isolation or fear. The galaxy enters a new age, an age where cooperation must replace competition if any are to survive the challenges ahead. And you believe our alliance is important to this new age? Kate asked. More than you know, Ilara replied. Your species are different yet complementary: humans with their creativity, adaptability and courage, Lysari with their wisdom, patience and technology. Together you create something greater than either alone, a model for others to follow, one of the other. Astrari approached, speaking in a musical language. Ilara nodded, then turned back to Kate and Zara. Your vessels are hailing us. We will respond and explain the situation. Your leaders will have many questions before they rejoined their ships. Kate asked the question foremost in her mind. Will we see the Astrari again, or will you return to legend? Ilara smiled, a warm expression that transformed their ethereal features. The time of hiding is ending. We will be present as observers, and occasionally as guides when needed. The path forward belongs to the younger races, but we will walk beside you when necessary. The reunion with their respective crews was emotional. Both had been feared lost when communications failed. The presence of the legendary Astrari created even more excitement and confusion. The wreck ship was secured, its crew detained for trial under Galactic Concord law. In the days that followed, diplomatic channels buzzed with activity. The appearance of the Astrari changed everything. Advanced species across the galaxy emerged from isolation, offering knowledge and support to younger civilizations. The alliance between humans and Lissari became the foundation for a broader coalition united by common goals, rather than divided by differences. Zara and Kate found themselves at the center of these historic events. Their experience with both the Vrek and Astrari made them valuable advisors to their governments. Their joint security initiative expanded, becoming an interspecies peacekeeping force with the blessing of the Astrari and other elder races. 2 months after the incident, they stood together on an Earth beach. The sun was setting, painting the sky in colors that reminded Zara of Lissari festivals. Kate had spent the day showing her the wonders of her homeworld. Now they watched waves crash against the shore, the rhythmic sound soothing after the diplomatic chaos of recent weeks. What do you think of Earth so far? Kate asked. They sat side by side on a blanket, their shoulders touching comfortably. It is beautiful. Zara replied, the diversity of your ecosystems is remarkable. And your cities. They are not as technically advanced as ours, but they have a vibrant energy that is unique. Kate smiled, glad that Zara was enjoying her world. Tomorrow they would leave for their new assignment, aboard the Harmony, a vessel specially designed for their joint security initiative. It combined the best of both human and Lycery technology with additions suggested by the Astrari. Do you ever wonder? Kate asked, watching the horizon. If the Astrari planned all of this, our meeting. The Alliance Zara considered the question. Ilara suggested they have been watching us for some time. It is possible they influenced events in subtle ways, but I believe our connection. She paused, searching for the right words. That was our own creation. Kate turned to look at Zara. The blue of her skin was deeper in the fading light, her eyes reflecting the sunset. The human reached out slowly, taking Zara's hand in her own, their fingers intertwining despite their different shapes. I agree, Kate said softly. Some things can't be planned or arranged. They just happen when the right souls find each other. Zara felt the ship-like response in her body, a warmth spreading through her at Kate's touch. Among Lysari, such a personal connection would take years to develop, proceeding through carefully defined stages. Humans, it seemed, moved more quickly, followed their instincts and emotions. Kate had taught her that sometimes this approach had wisdom of its own. The diplomatic language between us is changing, Zara observed, her voice gentle. Kate smiled. I think we need new terminology for whatever this is becoming. She gestured between them. Zara nodded. The Lysari have a word, Nexaris. It means a connection that transcends ordinary understanding. A bond formed between those who have faced great challenges together and emerged stronger. I like that, Kate said. It's better than any word we have. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the stars appear as darkness fell earth, stars in unfamiliar patterns to Zara's eyes, yet somehow welcoming. The universe that had once seemed so vast and empty now felt full of possibility. Tomorrow they would begin their new mission. Together, they would help forge connections between worlds, create understanding where fear once ruled. Their personal journey would continue alongside the greater one they served, proving through their own bond that difference could become strength. The Astrari had called them a model for others to follow, not just their species but them specifically, Zara and Kate. Their ability to see beyond surface differences, to recognize the common spirit beneath. It was a responsibility Zara took seriously, but also a joy she had never expected to find. Have you ever visited Earth before? Kate had asked when they first met. Now Zara had her answer. Not just Earth, but a place that felt increasingly like another home, not because of the planet itself, but because of the woman beside her. The stars emerged fully, now familiar constellations to Kate, exotic patterns to Zara. Somewhere among them the Astrari watched. The Lysari homeworld turned, distant galaxies spun, human colonies grew, all connected in ways seen and unseen. The universe was vast, but no longer seemed empty. Kate leaned against Zara's shoulder, looking up at the night sky. They still had so much to learn about each other, their cultures, habits, hopes, all the small details that made up a life. But they had time now. The path forward was clear. Do you know what I think? Zara said, her voice soft in the darkness. Those stars, the ones that seemed so distant, that kept us apart for so long, they were really guiding us to each other all along. Kate smiled, taking Zara's words into her heart. The stars between us, she agreed, never separating, always connecting.